just want to live in a hotel forever.
That'd be the dream.
Okay,
a
so
nice hotel. You won't end up in Premier Inn forever.
slagging off the Premier Inn.
Lenny Henry next door.
We're gonna have to cut that bit out. Get Premier Inn coming after us. Lenny knocking on the door.
You don't like me pillows.
Hi, I'm Tony.
I'm Joe.
And we are Roman rookies. Our 8th week.
Yeah, 2 months in. It does go very quickly.
Insanely quickly. Okay, so let's talk about what we've done this week. We went to Tijuca for lunch, which is another part of the city.
We did.
And we had a little wander around there because we haven't been to that area before. We did an African heritage tour.
Yes, definitely a highlight of the week.
Which we'll come back and talk about a bit more. We've been for a night out in Botafogo. And one thing that we did this week, which I'm going to say is a top tip. DIY caipirinhas. Welcome to the Bartender Joe segment with Joe. So, what are we making today?
Make our own crappy caipirinhas. Now we appreciate this as a poor man's effort, but we are poor men. And all it is cachaça and Sprite Zero. There's no limes, there's no sugar. This seems to be the most popular cachaça around. You'll see there's 51 sign in a lot of bars.
Oh, but no, not that much. Oh.
Not that much. But well more in it.
Let me
Let's
see.
taste it by itself, shall we? It's kind of weird.
Oh, I don't want that much.
Fruity flavour.
Woohoo! Nelly.
Boy, howdy! Look, those like fine gentlemen drinkers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Not bad.
It's not bad. Yes.
Not quite a caipirinha, well.
In terms of price, $4.99. Roughly about $13.75. Yeah.
Which is what, less than £4?
Yeah.
For a bottle of alcohol that size, which
Yeah.
is basically
So it's nearly a litre.
their gin,
Yeah.
their rum, you know.
So thumbs up for our first attempt. So what we decided to do this week is I have a refillable water bottle.
Couldn't live without for the week at one
Yeah,
point.
definitely. So we filled that with cachaça. We took a 2-litre bottle of Sprite and we took it to the beach and we had caipirinhas at the beach. Well, DIY caipirinhas.
It's not going to be as tasty or as authentic as you're going to get from the stalls, but when
No.
you're on a strip budget,
Exactly.
locals bring their own kind of beer coolers
Yeah,
as well,
they do.
so it's very common. You know, you'll
Yeah.
be perceived as like a stingy person if you're just bringing your own booze. I think it's probably the local thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And might as well talk about my couldn't live out this week as we're talking about beaches
Okay.
and sun. The big thing, especially with people as pale as us, being Brits, is sun cream and after sun. It's nice to go out in the sun and sit in the sun and get a tan and stuff, but you've got to be careful if you're in a constantly hot climate with a lot of more sun than you used to. So what I couldn't live without this week is sun cream. Also, it's wise to take some with you because in the UK it's not a particularly pricey commodity.
No.
While here in Brazil, for example, you can get a really sizable tea for 17 reais, but then in comparison a regular bottle of something is 50.
So we also did the African Heritage Tour. Once again, it was with free walker tours.
We weren't even fully aware of it. We were about to throw the pamphlet they gave us away and then
Mhm.
spotted that there was another free tour.
It was great. It was my favourite free walker tour. The tour that we did was with a guy called Carlos, and he was so passionate, wasn't he,
He
about
knew
it?
his stuff, which
Yeah.
is a big plus, but he seemed sincere, he
Yeah.
seemed passionate, he went on about how much he loved history and you could tell. So yeah, you're right, regardless of where the location is or the tour itself, I think the tour guide can make or break your tour,
Mhm.
and he certainly made it for us.
Definitely. A very valid point that he made is that when you learn about Rio, one of the things that is really enforced is that the Portuguese came over.
Yeah, the European heritage that it
Yeah,
has.
so it's always the European heritage that's talked about, and not so much the African
Even though
influence.
it has a big influence
It
from the
does.
food to the
And, like,
dancing culture.
yeah. So that was like an untapped part
Yeah.
of their history that they were sharing with you, and it was brilliant. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, things that come out the blue or like I'm not really excited about have usually turned out to be great, probably because my expectations are so low, and it happened with this again. It's quite a long tour, like of most of them. They go on for about 3 hours. But while the other ones felt like the majority of the time you were just walking with just a little bit talking, this one had a lot of explanation, and you go to location for a long period of time and you'd explain stuff. And in the beginning of what I felt like this is kind of a miss-out, this is really not about the African culture, but that's because he was kind of presenting like a story, and kind of it developed and expanded over the course of the 3 hours. Centro is not the nicest place. It's kind of like a regular city of a lot of big buildings, a lot of busy people rushing by. But where he took us was clearly the foundations of where like a lot of African people ended up starting out and living once they became free. And so you get a lot more, you know, different architecture, brighter colours on the buildings, which he says they came from Africa. So it was a great tour. So in terms of the Free Walker Tour Company, Copacabana and Centro might jump out at you as the obvious ones to do, but for me, I'd say do the African Heritage Tour as quickly as you can, because it's by far the most informative, interesting, and will take you off the beaten path really. Because we wouldn't have gone to the docks or that little square with the old architecture if it wasn't for that tour.
Yeah, it's definitely a hidden gem, that tour. So yeah, highly recommended. Favourite tour, top marks.
Yeah, very good.
My couldn't live without for the week, just to finish off, is my Filofax.
It's themed appropriate.
It is appropriately themed, which, if you can't see, it has all maps on it. It's just so helpful.
It's chunky. I mean, you just held it up. It's very thick, especially depending on how long you're travelling and how much stuff you've got booked and organised. And it might start off as bulky and cumbersome and heavy in your back, but it's vital. For
me, this is it's just all laid out there. You know what you're doing each day. Before we came, I wrote in the actual things that we were doing each week in it, so I can just look in and quickly know what we're doing. And then
because days can just meld into one really.
Yeah, and then the corresponding plastic wallet with the ticket in is in that particular week. So it's all laid out. A little bit of preparation beforehand really helps once you're here. So I think it's helped us a lot so far.
It has been invaluable.
Filofax and sunscreen and after sun have been have been our couldn't live without for the week.
Pretty much from day one, but particularly for this week.
So, if you like our video,
please like, share and subscribe.
Yes, you can find us on Instagram at PickPickArray and at Tony Critchley. Stay tuned.
For week 9.
Yeah, for week 9. Going far too quickly. Bye.
Bye.
I think for my birthday, Joe got me the 2017-18 insets.
Such a dorky present.
Yeah, I know. I asked for it. And some other little things.
We did have a shot of it just by itself in the favela.
And what cups do we have, Joe?
McDonald's cups.
A rookie mistake.
We are Roman rookies. Let's hit the camera at the same time to emphasise how amateur we are.
Hey guys, thanks for making it to the end of our YouTube video.
If you liked what you saw, please like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content.
You can also find us on Instagram with @RomanRookies.
I'm at PickPickArray.
And you can also find me with @Tony Critchley.
Thanks for watching.
Keep Roman.
In the mood for some movie talk? Check out our reviews of the latest and greatest the Silver Screen has to offer on our pop culture channel, Rookie Review. Check out the link in the description below.